Oh, I hardly stuck him at all.
I'm hurt real bad.
Shut up!
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're looking at the best scenes of comic relief in the bold, genre-bending anthology Fargo. These entries may contain spoilers.
There's no call for that kind of language.
Number 10. Mike Milligan's Promotion. Nearly every scene with Kansas City gangster Mike Milligan is harrowing. His last scene, however, is deliciously tragic for one of Fargo's most enthralling heavies.
The real oversight of the new Northern Territories, well, that happens right here in this building.
Which is where you want me.
Assuming you don't want to be a grunt your entire life.
No, of course not.
After helping to expand his organization's territory, Milligan earns the promotion he'd been longing for. Alas, it turns out to be a cushy office job in the syndicate's accounting department. It may be the worst fate for such an adventurous killer.
And this whole Western thing, that's got to go. Get something gray or pinstripe with a white shirt, a real tie, and cut your hair, okay? The 70s are over, for Christ's sake.
It's also a brilliant satire of the empty and dull gestures in moving up the corporate ladder. Even organized crime loses its excitement if you go high enough. With Milligan's reward bringing nothing but regret, the mighty have fallen in a relatably droll way. Number 9. Home Security System. After surviving a school council riot and a kidnapping, the paranoid Dot Lion sets up her own home security system ahead of Halloween.
What kind of craft project? We're gonna have to go downstairs to find out.
She may as well use the opportunity to include some mommy-daughter time. Dot and Scotty's craft project involves electrifying windowsills, coating a door handle with glass, and rigging a sledgehammer over the front door. The very Home Alone montage plays into Season 5's running tribute to morbid holiday entertainment.
Can we do my room next?
Oh yeah. Let's go.
The contrast between wholesome family cheer and gruesome traps is wickedly absurd on its own. Dot perfectly punctuates the gag when she casually tells concerned husband Wayne,
Why is there a sledgehammer over the front door?
Well, we talked about an alarm system.
It's not so amusing when Wayne later tries to open a window. Number 8. Lester visits Mrs. Hess. Lester Nygaard is already nervous when he visits Gina Hess to discuss her husband's life insurance, since he was complicit in widowing her. The Hess family proves to be nerve-wracking themselves.
God damn it, get off the guy. And quit shooting up the lawn sign.
Gina immediately starts flirting with Lester by showing off her awkward gift of gab and equally awkward dance. That is, when her mojo isn't disrupted by her idiot sons playing with a crossbow in the yard.
Not again.
When Mickey is himself distracted by his mother's antics, he shoots his brother Mo in the backside. It's hard to be a quintessential noir seductress with all that going on. As fun as the physical comedy is to watch, an insurance man with nothing to hide would struggle through this meeting. Number 7. Don Fada's Health Scares. The Fada family is generally a sly spoof of gangster drama tropes. There's just no missing the joke with Don Donatello's less than epic demise. His son Josto panics as the boss begins experiencing chest pains in the backseat of his car. Turns out it's just gas. A huge fart joke may seem beneath Fargo, but this one perfectly digs at cliched, overdramatic movie scenes of a mob boss being taken out. If the parody is a bit under your nose, the real punchline is when Josto rolls down the window, allowing a child's BB gun pellet to nick Donatello's jugular.
Go! Go, 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 go!
His men then rush to the hospital, where he will be murdered by Orietta Mayflower. Leave it to Fargo to find poetry even in potty humor. Number 6. Cy's Parking Lot Rampage. Ray Stussy has long mooched off his brother Emmett's success.
That's you paying me back for Ray.
The thing is, Ray, even if we wanted to,
What Cy's saying is it's not the best time.
The only thing to his own name is his prized 1977 Corvette C3. So, when Emmett's business partner Cy Feltz informs Ray that he's cut off, he knows how to drive the point home. After the restaurant meeting, Ray watches in horror as Cy gets in his Hummer in the parking lot, then repeatedly backs into the Corvette.
What the shit?
There aren't many more outrageous power plays than that. Cy even clips another patron's car in the chaos. Coen Brothers enthusiasts may cite this scene as an homage to John Goodman's iconic car smash in The Big Lebowski.
This is what happens, Larry. You see what happens, Larry?
But Cy's rampage stands out as a riotous escalation in the Stussy family feud. Number 5. Carl Weathers at the police station. Nick Offerman was perfectly cast as philosophical shyster Carl Weathers.
Steely in my resolve, prepared to battle unto my dying breath for the rights.
Lawyers here.
Hey, Denise. For the rights of free men.
Carl himself wasn't exactly the perfect legal representation for Ed Blumquist after his arrest. The situation escalates when Gerhardt enforcers arrive at the police station to acquire a colleague in custody. No matter how suspenseful the standoff gets, the inebriated and incontinent Carl keeps things surprisingly light.
Hey, hope they didn't wake you.
Out of my way, tool of the state, for I am come to comfort and counsel my client, even as you seek to prison him.
The Korean war vet even shows some integrity with a dramatic confrontation at the episode's climax. But Offerman steals the whole show mostly with his flowery delivery of the most absurd lines.
Instead, I shall simply ask G or NG, and you, my client, will shake your head in the affirmative for the letter or letters that best describes your status.
Rhinoceros may confirm the always hilarious Carl as one of Fargo's most eccentric characters. He was certainly the heart of the tense episode's much-needed comic relief.
Whatever your status, I shall defend you till your last breath. I mean, my last breath. Excuse the obvious death penalty snafu. I'm slightly inebriated.
Number 4. Sanko makes a threat. After all these years, there still aren't many characters on Fargo more intimidating than Lorne Malvo.
Because some roads you shouldn't go down. Because maps used to say there'd be dragons here. Now they don't. But that don't mean the dragons aren't there.
He even proves that in a wonderfully cringy encounter with Wally Semenko, head of security for one of the hitman's clients. Semenko barges into Malvo's motel room to assert his authority as their mutual employer's fixer.
Yeah, pack up your shit and blow. I'll tell Stavros you couldn't find the guy. And in return, I won't bust your head.
Without ever changing his disturbing expression, Malvo simply wanders into the bathroom to sit on the toilet and read. The only sound he makes is an awkward splash. Semenko is right about this response being disgusting.
Okay, Slick. I got your number. I'm on to you.
It still certainly puts him in his place by showing that Malvo himself cannot be intimidated. In a series full of awkward laughs, this literal potty joke still dominates. Number 3. Ronald Reagan. One casting choice for Fargo's star-studded second season really stood out for fans. Bruce Campbell's Ronald Reagan was worth the wait.
My friends, I believe that you and I together can keep this rendezvous with destiny. Thank you.
The actor-turned-politician stops by a rally in Laverne during his 1979 presidential campaign. Lou Salverson is working security when he encounters the man of the hour in the bathroom, hoping for reassurance of America's future. Luckily, Reagan is ready for a sweeping speech even at the urinal.
Every generation has their time.
This caricature barely embellishes the future president's romanticized image. It even puts into perspective the surrealism of a Hollywood idol entering the White House. The whole time, Campbell perfectly balances Reagan's mannerisms with his own natural charm. As much a biting satire of political grandstanding, it's just an all-around brilliant cameo.
Yeah. But how?
Number 2. A Lyon Family Christmas. Dot Lyon's mother-in-law Lorraine is introduced with a family get-together for Christmas. The thing is, it's late October.
I'm here, ruining my entrance.
What?
The head of a powerful debt collection firm, Lorraine has to set up her public image for the holidays early. The niche for that image in 2019 is established by a Christmas card photo shoot, in which the Lyons must brandish automatic rifles.
What the heck?
It's about strength, projection of our values as a family.
This spoof of Kentucky politician Thomas Massey merely sets up a spectacularly awkward family dinner.
What were you doing there in the first place?
I mean, it was the school board meeting. I'm on the committee for the new library.
It's not exactly a subtle satire of right-wing corporate branding. Lorraine Lyons still makes quite the impression with her cynical, elitist clash with her meek son and daughter-in-law. As complex as this character becomes, her introduction is one of Fargo's most hilariously blunt. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Budge and Pepper get demoted. The FBI agents can't talk themselves out of a file room after encountering Lorne Malvo.
Listen, sir.
This is where you work now.
We are highly effective, highly trained.
I have a commendation.
Like Charlie Chaplin, Gaetano Fada's massive ego takes the most damage from a slip on the ice.
It's bright. It's funny, yeah? Like Charlie Chaplin.
Malvo at the motel. Lorne Malvo causes chaos by convincing someone to urinate in a motel owner's car.
Guy insulted me once. I pissed in his gas tank. Car never drove straight again.
Sheriff Tillman and the Feds. A maverick lawman stands off with the FBI in so-called moist repose.
Seriously? Do you want a towel, or?
Does my discussing matters of state in moist repose bother you?
This is not your office. W.M. Varga asserts power over Cy Feltz with bewildering metaphors and an unfortunate beverage.
Have a drink, you'll feel better.
Are you out of your mind?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Teaching Dodd some manners. Hothead Dodd is essentially the punching bag of the Gerhardt crime family. Even Peggy Blomquist is able to overpower and bind him at her cabin hideout.
Hey, Ed'll be back any minute, so don't get any ideas.
Dodd still requires a painful lesson in not underestimating her. As her captive continuously runs his mouth, Peggy casually stabs him with a kitchen knife. This at least makes him polite in refusing some beans.
You want some beans?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
That's better.
Ed then arrives, barely able to bring his wife down from her pokey power trip. This jarring, completely insane gag not only makes the most of these characters, it encapsulates Fargo's unique brand of dark comedy as a whole.
What happened to him?
Oh, well, no, we don't need to talk about that, do we? Water under the bridge.
Even when someone as Minnesota nice as Peggy Blomquist reaches a breaking point, the violence can be wickedly charming.
Yes. No. Yes. I mean, I had to teach him some manners is all, if we're gonna be spending time together.
What are your favorite moments from the Fargo TV series, humorous or otherwise? Do some cooperation in the comments.
Give me a chocolate glaze and an old-fashioned. An old-fashioned.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.